international company was established overlooking the Great Lake, Michigan. This body of water is an example of how strong, but yet subtle, our nation can be. Let's take a ride. Let's journey down I-90 real quick and head through the city. This is my hometown, a town I'm very proud of. As you can see, the steel mills on the horizon. As we ride down Broadway, I'm preparing to head towards the Gary Chamber of Commerce office. Today I'm going to speak with the executive director and ask him his perspective on the great migration of African Americans from the South to the North in search for a better quality of life. Right here in this city, in this Rust Belt, this is exactly the story we need to tell. Now, the Gary Chamber of Commerce is an organization that helps tie and bind business and commerce to the residents. Chuck Hughes, which is a former city council person for 16 years and also a retired fireman for 34 years, he's going to share a little information about his perspective on the Great Migration. Mr. Hughes attended SIU, was an all-star basketball player, and also went to the historic Roosevelt High School here in Gary. Mr. Hughes is working hard today. Let's hear what he has to say.
Hello, I'm Chuck Hughes, Executive Director of the Gary Chamber of Commerce.
Mr. Hughes, tell me how the great migration of African Americans from the South to the North has affected your life.
Well, Eddie, as you are well aware of the fact that slavery took place in the southern states primarily, and African Americans obviously were the slaves. So in order for them to, once they were newly released and to get away from the slave plantations, many of them sought opportunities up north. What happened was the North, particularly areas like Gary and other places, were becoming industrialized. And these immigrants from the South saw an opportunity to come up north, work in these industries, be part of that new frontier, make a lot of money, and actually be able to raise families.
Mr. Hughes, how did your family arrive in the city of Gary?
My family arrived via Mississippi through my father's side of the family, and Alabama through my mother's side of the family. And it was the same route that we had spoken about earlier. Looking for an opportunity to come north, escape from the segregation of the South, and to be able to be a part of this new industrialized area, get jobs, raise families. And my family was able to do that. I am a second generation family member of a steel worker. My grandfather worked for 40 years in the steel mill. In fact, there was one time that he took care of not only his family, but my family as well. And so we are part and parcel of that migration from the South to the urbanized North.
Mr. Hughes, can you tell us, what is your hope for the city of Gary?
Well, you know, at one time, Gary was called the Magic City. That was the nickname of the city of Gary. People would come from Chicago to come to Gary, to come to the entertainment venues, to go along our lakefront, just to be a part of that experience in Gary. And so I'd like to see that magic restored. And that's what we do. That's what we all do in our very limited areas, but that's what we do. We make our contribution. We want Gary, Indiana to be that magic city once again.